Hello, this is Ian Noel Camilotes, and welcome to Chatterbox.
We are Arc Impulse.
Hello everyone, I'm here with the band Arc Impulse, who are here at Anime Midwest. So could you tell us a little bit more about how you guys actually got started?
Well, actually, in this hotel, about 13 years ago now, a bunch of us met up just at an anime convention at Anime Central, and we all decided to start teaching each other some songs. We were just kind of jamming for a while. We don't really anything formal, but then someone walked up and said, like, "Hey, what's the name of your band?" So we had to come up with something. And over the course of the years, we've definitely gone through a bunch of different lineups. Started to focus our sound a little bit more on like not just jamming, coming up with like arrangements, doing more of a rock and roll kind of sound to it, adding some synth stuff, and changing up who's playing what. And eventually kind of landed on the lineup that we're on now. It's been a few years with us now.
Okay, so like what got you guys now? You said you met at Anime Central, so what were you guys doing before that? What brought you to playing video game music?
I mean, so all of us have grown up playing Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, and also all of us have been musicians in addition to just big, huge video game nerds. So it just, kind of came to us naturally to learn how to play all this stuff on our instruments. Actually, before Anime Central, me and Andrew went to the same high school. And, we didn't know each other for a while, and I was in one of the practice rooms, and I'm just like plunking out Frog's theme on the piano or something like that, Chrono Trigger, and I hear this other guy next door being like, "I know that song. What is that song?" So I just go over and knock, and like, "Hey, what's that song?" And he tells me it's Gerudo Valley. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that song." So we've just always been playing music, video game music, in our spare time, and some of us do other music-related projects. Like Bobby, for example, does a lot of chiptunes type stuff on the side. Andrew has a YouTube channel where he posts videos of him playing piano, and I will contribute to various online remix albums, some of which by the Materia Collective or Pixel Mixers, or I might even be on OCR soon. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, well, for those who haven't even seen you guys, a lot of us have seen you already here at Anime Midwest. You guys are regulars at MagFest. I know you guys are big over there. Could you introduce yourselves in terms of like who you are and what instruments you actually play? I'll start off on this side.
Sure. Hi, I'm Jeremiah, and I play keyboard.
I'm Andrew. I play the guitar.
I'm Bobby. I play drums.
And then there's, you guys also have a violin too, are?
We also have Zach, our guitar player, and Chris, our violin player, who are not here at the moment.
So you guys like to do a lot of video game music. There's a lot of bands that do different types of video game music. What specifically ones do you guys gear towards for your performance? Because I know you guys have a specific set that you guys do. Which types of video games do you guys aim for?
I would say that a lot of us, for us, a Super Nintendo is probably the most influential system that we had while growing up. We do a lot of, me, Andrew, Bobby, Zach, Chris, we're all huge fans of the game Chrono Trigger, which has some great music composed by Yasunori Mitsuda. We do a great song from that. We're also working on a lot of Final Fantasy VI music right now, some of which you might have heard today. I'd say those are some of our biggest influences.
Okay, and then what were some of the tunes that you guys love playing the most? Like, what are the ones that are very popular amongst your fans?
Boy, we usually close out with Punch Out. That's kind of one of the big ones that, like, I don't know, it really brings the house down.
Punch Out has moved. It's moved people. They've told us that we hear it. We hear that it's moving.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a fan favorite and a really solid arrangement too. So we like just always having it there at the end of the set. I think we all have different favorite songs too. I know that Jer brought Xenogears to the band, Singing of the Gentle Wind, and that's like a really fun one. We've been playing Space Harrier for almost as long as we've been playing together. It's one of our favorite, just kind of like staple songs, I guess, to put in the set as well. But really, anything that we play wouldn't be in our repertoire if it wasn't a song that we were kind of into in the first place. So anything you hear from us is always kind of one of the better ones we like from that game or whatever. You know?
I have to admit, the two songs I keep listening to from one of the earlier CDs you guys had, the sewer theme from Ninja Turtles in Time, and then I think one of the memorable ones is the moon theme from DuckTales, which you guys love to play, especially. That's one of the videos I keep seeing on MagFest that you guys keep getting recorded. Are there any other themes that you guys don't have? I know you guys are talking about Final Fantasy VI, but are there any other games that you've been thinking about possibly wanting to do but haven't had the time to actually get around doing?
There are many games, always many games that we always want to do music from. It really becomes a matter of, can we take that music and can we make it fit our instrumentation and style? A lot of bands just kind of take the song, play it like note by note, part by part, do it on loop for repeat. We try to turn video game music into basically a rock song, and give it like a solid structure, intro, ending, verse, chorus, that sort of thing, so that it's a bit more accessible. And a lot of the time with material from some of the other games, like I think Super Metroid is a great example. It's got great music, and I would love to play music from it, but it's also really hard to take something that's so atmospheric, or sometimes really sparse, and make it fit what we do.
Another problem we come across, it's kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, is some games, especially back then, had songs that maybe lasted 15 to 30 seconds before it started looping over and over again. So trying to come up with ways to keep that half a minute interesting for up to 4 or 5 minutes with an arrangement becomes kind of a challenge too as well. Do we pull more songs in and make some kind of thing with multiple songs in there? Do we start doing variations on the same theme, or do we just try to add some solos or rock out on the same theme over and over again? It's tough to kind of figure that stuff out. But yeah, there's always more music that we want to be covering for sure.
Well, what about some songs? That was just one that just popped into my head just now. Have you guys thought about that old game Solstice from the NES?
I don't know Solstice.
I don't know Solstice either. Bobby, do you know Solstice?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I actually don't. I just wanted to stay positive.
Yeah, if you guys check it out, it's one of those games that sounded almost rock back in the Nintendo days.
Cool.
As a like the beeps and with those kind of instrumentation. I feel it would be something that would fit you guys, but sounds like.
I was always fighting for Legacy of the Wizard, but we'll work up to it. We've got a lot. There's a lot on the wish board right now.
As it turns out, there are many video games, so
yeah,
it's tough to narrow down.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was wondering is, why do you guys tend to do more just instrumental as opposed to any kind of video game music that has words or had words added on later on when they were in later games in the series?
That's a great question. Andrew?
I feel like there's a lot of music that we do, and during that particular era of video games, there weren't a lot of vocals in general, and I don't know if we do. I don't know how I feel about the idea of doing a lot of songs that don't have vocals and then bringing vocals on just for part of our set for a couple of songs. It's doable for sure. But I think a lot of it comes down to the era of music that we pick games from. It's just a lot of it.
It's like preventative to the point that like NES and SNES, like you might get a sample. Like you could say that Sewer Surfing has a vocal part because it's like surfs up or like whatever. But really, aside from one little sound clip like that, there really weren't. I don't think I'm racking my brain now, but like that kind of moved into like a PlayStation era when you saw soundtracks actually become much more kind of huge, like full orchestra, choir. Right? I'm thinking about like once games went to discs, they got off cartridges, and then all of a sudden soundtracks were a lot more wide scoping. And that's not exactly. We're getting there. We're aiming there a little bit lately, but originally we were retro.
Yeah, a lot of retro music, and also I would not. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself here. I would not put any of us in a role of being a vocal like singer by any means.
I would make Zach, but I certainly would not.
Yeah.
Not me.
I know I wouldn't be comfortable doing it as often. The thoughts cross my mind.
I'm not even comfortable singing here.
Well, so what are some of the events? I already mentioned MagFest, but what are some of the other events that you guys go to regularly? Because I know this is what, your first or second year at Anime Midwest, or?
I think this is our first time here. Yeah, this is our first. We've played this hotel before, but not this convention, which confuses me. But we try to play as much as we can with the anime, like the anime convention circuit, I guess. We have played those for a long time. We do a lot of just gigging here in Chicago. There are some, actually we just last weekend got back from Great Bit Live, which is out in Grand Rapids. Amazing show. It's like a fundraiser show just for video game bands, which is pretty cool. So we've been a mainstay there. What else, can you think of anything else?
Shudokan.
Yeah.
So Shudokan is a convention up in Lansing, is that right? Lansing, Michigan, and they've been really cool to us. They get a lot of video game music bands. They've had The World is Square, Night of the Round, Super Guitar Brothers in the past, and those are some guys that we've played a lot of gigs in the Midwest with, actually, and some of our closest friends.
And you guys are local here in Chicago, correct?
That is right. If you're in the Chicago area, look us up, man.
Well, speaking of looking you guys up, what website would they go to find you guys?
So you can contact us at, is it contact at
arc-impulse.com.
Okay, contact at arc-impulse.com. We also have a Facebook page you can look us up at. You can always send us a message on there if you're planning something, want to check a band like us out.
Okay, well, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for spending the time here at Anime Midwest and also chatting with us here.
Thank you.
So this is Ian Camilotes for Entertainment Media. Check you guys out later.
We've got just two more. Thank you so much for coming out this afternoon. We really appreciate it.